Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a beginner's guide to sound design. That's adding effects and music to your videos, which is going to help enhance the experience for the end viewer. So videos are only 50% video, the other 50% is audio, whether that's spoken word or whether that is the other stuff that we're going to do now. So let's dive right into it. This is going to be really basic, but I think if you're new to sound design, it's going to really help. It's going to explain it in a little bit of detail, just so you understand the mechanics of actually putting it into your editor. So let's go. So what I've done today is I've actually got some stock footage, again from Artlist, which I mentioned in my previous video. I've got some drone footage here. Now, the drone footage by itself looks great, and if we drop it into the timeline, like so, and we press play, it looks awesome, yeah? It looks very good. We can also drop another clip in there so that we've got a contrasting shot. There you go, so you've got a little bit more of a close-up. So we've got a far away shot above, and then we've got one a little bit closer. Now, what we're going to want to do is add some sound to change the effect. And so anyway, let's dive right in. We've got our video clips. First of all, we're going to drag in some music, as that's probably the thing that most of you are familiar with doing when you're doing your videos. So we're just going to drag in some music that I found. And the one of the great features on Artlist, as we went through last time, was actually being able to find the types of music that you want. I typed in cinematic and coastal, and then this is what he brought up for me. So this is the track that we're working with. Let's have a listen. Okay, that looks and sounds great, but now what we're going to do now is we're going to cut the scenes to the beat of the music. Now, there isn't much of a beat, but if you've got any kind of musical knowledge, you'll hear where the tempo of this music is sitting. If you don't have any musical knowledge, then you can simply just look down at the waveform. So if we zoom in, you can see that all of a sudden when it hits this marker here, that's when a new bit of music is going to come in. So that is where I'm going to place my cut. Now in CapCut, you hold Command B. In fact, in a lot of editing softwares, that is the button you press. And this time what we're going to do is we're not going to get rid of that completely. I'm going to show you another trick with that footage in a bit. But then we go... Just going to turn this music down a little bit. So we're going to use normalize loudness. That's going to set it to -23 lufs, which is a nice normal listening volume. So we're going to go back to the beginning, and let's just watch that little clip through now, and let's just see the difference. In fact, what we'll do, we could cut it there. If we press W on the keyboard, it will cut it at the line, and everything to the right will vanish. So that's another little shortcut for you. And then where the music changes again, there we are just going to put another cut in there. Going to hit my W marker, and then I'm going to go back to the previous footage, but it's the same as before. It was coming in from high, and it was zooming out. This one is doing the same. So what we're going to actually try and do with this one, okay, so what we're going to do with this little bit of footage now is we're going to right click on it, we're going to click edit, and then we're going to click reverse, and then it's going to reverse that clip, and then I'll show you why. So this time we're now zooming in as opposed to zooming out. And we're going to cut it there, and that's going to be the end of our video. So we're going to cut that, delete this, but we're also going to cut the music clip as well. So same applies, hit that. Now, if you notice down here, there's a little fade, a little fader. So you just hover over it. If you pull it that way a little bit, it'll create a fade for the music. So there you go. Now, we've got our clips into the timeline, which is great, and we've also got the music into the video as well, which is what we wanted. But now what we're going to do is we are going to bring in some sound effects to really enhance this scene. So this is a sound effect that I found from Artlist again, which is the waves crashing. So let's just click on this. Now that's pretty loud. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come to the middle of the two clips, and sorry, the middle of these clips here, and I'm going to click B, and then I'm going to do it again when the clips change, because these clips were actually further away. So I'm just going to drop the volume of this one to start off with, so it's not overpowering the music. Let's drop it down some more. We can do the volume up here more accurately. And then we don't want it that loud, so we're going to bring the volume of this down as well. Not that low, just maybe slightly louder, but not much. And then this one, we're going to bring it back down to a similar volume there. We can do that just by typing in -12.3 and hit that. Now, if you wanted to have as we're getting closer now to the sea, as we're coming from out to in, one of the things we can do here is we can actually create what's called keyframes. So we're going to create a key. So we're quite far out here. Let's go a little bit quieter. Let's go say 14.4 on the first frame. And we're going to press this little icon over here at the side of where the volume is, and that's going to add a little keyframe. Then what we're going to do is we're going to move to the end of the keyframe, which is here, and then we're going to hit another one, but this time we're going to drag the volume up, and we're going to drag that up to about, say, 10, let's say minus 11. So you can see it's progressively getting louder as it's getting towards the end. So now when you put that whole video together, you could do a similar thing here where it could be loud, getting further away. So we could start at the beginning and do a keyframe here and hit that. And then by the time you get to the end of the scene, if we just nudge back by using a keyboard, we can then add another keyframe, and this time we can make it go even quieter. So that one's doing the opposite. It's coming away, so we're making the audio go from being quite crystal clear to getting a little bit quieter, but that's adding the effect that we are moving away from it. So nice and simple, really easy technique. Let's have a listen. And there you go. It's really simple. It's really simple technique. Really easy. Now, if you wanted to be a little bit more extreme and you wanted to give the effect that there was a helicopter flying over this particular scene, you could then go over to, let's go back to Artlist. Let's go to sound effects. Sorry, we want sound effects. We're going to go into, and we go. So it's not a drone that's flying over there. We've got a helicopter. That one I like the sound of, so we're going to download that. And then we're going to go back to our project folder, file, go to downloads, and we want this one here. It's nearly finished downloading. We're now going to grab that. We're going to grab that and we're going to drag it into the project. And now we've got the sound of a helicopter. So let's have another listen. really simple, obviously a little bit extreme with the helicopter there, but it gives you an idea of what we're trying to do. We're trying to create an ambience, we're trying to create a scene, we're trying to create a way of drawing the viewer into whatever it is that we're filming. Now, imagine now all the different types of scenes where you could have a person walking and you want from a forest, for instance, and you might want the sounds of rustling over leaves as they walk. But the problem is you didn't capture any of the audio when you were out. So now you can add that effect in afterwards and tie it up to your footage as best as you can. And the great thing about Artlist is there's so many different sound effects to choose from. You're almost certain to find the one that you're looking for. But yeah, I just thought this would be a great introduction to show you how to get into sound design and how to sort of start playing with sound effects and adding them to your videos to make your videos just that little bit more interesting. Sometimes it's awesome having some music over it, but it doesn't really set the scene quite as much as hearing those waves crashing against the rocks. So think about that when you're making your next video, and I'm going to be doing some more advanced versions of this coming up real soon, where we'll be filming an entire sort of film scene and adding sound effects in to make that scene seem more realistic to the end viewer. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with more videos very soon.